This is the Cosmic Forecast for November 2024. For the month of November, and perhaps even through January of 2025, there's going to be a feeling of disruption and imbalance globally. Balance is going to be something all will seek in all aspects of life, and it is going to be very important to seek out that quality in personal spaces, because that is the only area in which you have total control over. Seeking first the internal and then expanding it into your personal areas will make it easier to function in the expanded areas that impact all of us. Globally, there is unrest and confusion, as not only the weather but political aspects stir up the energies that surround all of us and impact our ability to function in the days that are yet to come. Mentally and physically, it is important to leave issues you have no control over at the threshold of your homes and to work on creating a feeling of warmth and security within the atmosphere of the home. Winds of change and unsettlement will be flowing in all directions, often in cyclonic patterns, so it will be best to avoid large gatherings so as not to get swept up into a flow of energy you cannot break free from. The weather is going to continue to seem to have a mind of its own, changing patterns that are decades old and flowing in directions not seen before. It would be wise not to put seasonal clothing aside, for it may be needed well into seasons not usually adapted to. The changes in weather are going to greatly affect the food market as we move into spring and summer, so that which we usually expect in summer seasons may not be readily available. Where and when there are abundances available, the old methods of canning and storing for a time of scarcity may well be a talent or gift well worth learning and practicing, as well as the art of dehydration. The planet and the human species are going through the process of moving from one age into the next, and in doing so, there are overlaps as the shift takes place. These overlaps can last for decades and cause weather disruptions that can be difficult to, and if you'll pardon the pun, weather on a personal level. Already the increase in storms of more severe intensity have been experienced, and as we move forward, earthquakes are going to occur in places not usual for them. Sinkholes as well will be more frequently found. The mountains all over the world will be experiencing avalanches in what were thought to be safe areas, and volcanoes long dormant will wake up and cause the relocation of thousands. In the time yet to come, borders will disappear as populations have to move into safe areas, and new lines of demarcation will be drawn according to the populations they encircle. We will see the birth of a new kind of storm in the future that in some ways combines some of the old to create a new form far more dangerous. As we move closer to 2025, the element of war in several unexpected areas will erupt and be the focus for quite some time. Anger fueled by the need to dominate will fuel many of these areas that are already in conflict, and as 2025 is still young, several more conflicts will attempt to erupt. While peace, love, and prosperity are deep within the hearts of many, the avarice of the controlling parties will, for a time, take control and seek dominance over the masses. This is a time of shift and change, and because of the confusion, there will be those who take advantage of the shift and reach for control, but that control will be short-lived. As individuals, if we seek and find balance within our own domains, eventually that balance spreads and becomes the norm. So balance within, and then within our realities, is our way of holding off those who would take advantage of the confusion that always accompanies the shift of ages. Though it seems to be simple and insignificant, it is in actuality the way of defeating those who would build upon the confusion that will be swirling around us for a time. We can create islands of peace and security and the more islands there are, they soon can combine into masses of peace that will, without conflict, overcome greed and avarice and ultimately wipe it out. It's all up to the individuals to start the process, however. And so balance within, then balance within your personal environment, and the process is set in motion. November will hold a lot of energy. Within the U.S., there are elections, and no matter who comes out the winner, there will be unrest and confusion. The element of challenge and attack is in the air for the entire month, and it well may escalate into crowds of anger in several areas. This will not be a peaceful month in many ways, so stay out of large groups for a while. The global energies will also be in flux, and wars will continue in those areas where it already is active. In addition, there are areas making ready for what is to come. China is on the brink of a power grab, and as we get closer to the end of the year, well may make their move. Korea as well will be attempting to expand their borders. Conquest seems to be in the air for 2025. Many will be breaking the bonds that tie them in the year to come, and it all starts in November. This will be a time when many make the choice to shift lines of work and/or occupations. This is a month when many will decide to shift their directions and try new areas that have always been there but never tried. This is a time when there is a feeling of need to stretch and try new endeavors, to stretch into more creative fields, and to allow the spirit within to move us into new expressions of the magic that is carried within. The talent is there if the inclination is strong, for the richness is already there. Please remember that creative expression is what brings richness and magic. You don't have to be an expert in the field. Just the sheer joy of the experience and the expression of it is enough. That's what brings the richness into your life. Be sure to balance the magic with the needs of reality, for the richness is really there to enhance you, sort of the frosting on the cake, so to speak. November is a month that offers you the opportunity to experience and start new projects that you have been promising yourself you would get involved with, but to this date have not. This is a month that whatever you start, you will finish. This is a time when there is a commitment on a spirit level to finish whatever you begin. Not necessarily within a year, but you will complete what you start, whether it's a jigsaw puzzle, writing a book, learning a new language, finding a new job. Start it this month and you will eventually complete what you start. There's no limit to what you start, just be sure you are prepared to put the energy needed to complete these projects. We would add here that your projects must be physically started this month. I said physically, so that they are anchored within this reality. Once the spirit sees the anchor, it will make sure you complete the task. This is a month when there is a lot of personal activity going on, not only in your physical reality, but internally as well. There's a declutter process going on within each person as they let go of what is no longer needed and make room for new and more relevant projects that will flow for at least the next decade. This is a time when you look at areas that need more attention and put them into the agenda for the next year. November is going to be a busy month as far as your personal lives go, attending to areas that have been ignored and making sure there is a new balance within your reality. Busy, yes, but there is also a feeling of having a better flow and focus on your reality and what is most needed, and new focus for the future as well. The year will come to an end with a feeling of greater control over your personal space and a new feeling of inner security and focus. All very well worth the effort to get them. In many ways, the energy of this month could be looked upon as Phoenix Rising energy, where you are letting go of that which no longer applies to the directions in which your life is moving and are making ready for new areas to explore and expand into. You've worked hard to make ready for the new year and what it holds for you, and the readiness for whatever it brings to you as well. 2025 holds great potential for growth and new directions for everyone if they choose to flow with the changes that will most certainly present themselves. Hold true to your belief systems and faith, and live them, without expecting anyone else to follow, and life will be an exciting adventure. It is our individuality that makes life so rich and special, so embrace yours and respect that of others. This creates a society that is strong, rich, and vital for all.